but the backhoe on the CX2510 is not compatible with a quick hitch. Hello everyone and welcome back to Merryvale. Santa Craig Cringle here, and I am back out at the property today, and I've actually been out here for a while already. I think today, I'm going to take a break from the trail clearing at the stream and clean up down there, and I'm going to install the backhoe on the tractor and try some backhoe work and maybe attempt to dig my way into the area where the homesite is so that I can start doing a little bit of clearing in there. I don't know how successful I'll be. I do know that hooking up the backhoe where it sits is going to be a challenge. It's on uneven ground. I haven't got a level area yet created to store equipment on and things like that, so it's on uneven ground, and installing the backhoe can be a chore. I think what I'm going to attempt to do is use the backhoe to basically carve out an entrance into the north side, or the east side of the private drive, and then maybe fill in the ditch. It's not really a very healthy ditch anyway. Fill in the ditch right there so that I can drive the tractor across it into that side of the property. And then once I get back there, and then I'll use the backhoe and the wicked tooth bar on the loader bucket to try and dig up some of the small saplings and just create a landing pad, if you will, in there that I can kind of start working my way out from. I did run into a little bit of a snafu when I got here. Wife and I came out to the property yesterday. We were just kind of checking things out, and I went ahead and downloaded some videos from my trail cam. Found a whole slew of deer, which I'll show in this video on the trail cam. We also saw again that big canine paw print that was as big as a palm of my hand, as clear print as you can get, but he didn't show up on the camera, so not sure what's happening there. But to my dismay, I discovered yesterday when I downloaded the videos that I had installed the trail cam upside down, which wouldn't be a big deal, right? Except turns out water got into the trail cam because it was upside down. I just didn't notice it. I was in a hurry. It was at the end of the day. I strapped it to the tree and I left. And then a week later I come back and the thing is upside down. It has some condensation built up in the window. I think this is the motion sensor, or maybe, well, these might be motion sensors. This might just be lights, LED lighting, but it's got some condensation built up in there. I noticed it when I opened up the unit. Had a little bit of water. In fact, there's still a little bit right there. A little bit of water inside the unit, and my screen is fogged up on the LCD screen on the inside. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to fix this. I know when I tried to connect to it when I arrived this morning, it was dead. As far as I know, the batteries are not dead. They were pretty well charged yesterday. But tip for everybody, don't install your webcam or your trail cam upside down. Apparently they're not waterproof that way. I'm going to take this apart when I get back to the house and Mrs. Claus suggested I put the pieces in a bowl of rice, see if we can dry them out, and maybe get this thing to power back on. That's too bad. I've only had it for less than a month. I got a great deal on it, so I'm not out a lot of money, but I'm not going to be able to replace it for that price either. So anyway, if it's not one thing, it's another. Oh look, it powered on. That's a good sign. So looks like got a nice little fire ant mound under there. For anybody who was wondering, I was trying to do a little experiment here, but the backhoe on the CX2510 is not compatible with a Quickhitch. Not that I was intending to hook it up to the Quickhitch, but I wanted to see if it would fit on there with the Quickhitch still installed. And it almost does, but there's a couple places where you have some interference. So you can see I've got my 3-point arms way up, and right here I'm hitting my fenders with the Quickhitch. I have to raise them up because I have to have clearance between the backhoe subframe and the 3-point arms, but it doesn't look like it's going to work out, so I'm going to have to disconnect the Quickhitch to install the backhoe, which is kind of a bummer, but not altogether unexpected. Tell you what, boys and girls, doing this in the sun, it's not an easy task. And of course, I turned the camera off and forgot to turn it back on right before I got it connected. But when you're doing this on the sun on uneven ground, it can be a bit of a chore. But we're hooked up now, it's ready to go. All right, taking a little break here. It has been a not very productive time since I've been here. I've been here for about 3 hours, but it doesn't feel like that long, because the only thing I've gotten done is I switched out the loader bucket from the pallet forks. I did a little brush hogging up and down the road for maintenance. Only spent about a half hour, 45 minutes on that. And then it took me a good hour to get the backhoe installed on the tractor because it was on uneven ground, and it was in the, I parked it in the shade, but at this time of day the sun was coming at an angle, and so I was baking in the sun, and it was wearing me out to try and get that thing hooked up. But it's hooked up now, and so I've got maybe a couple hours until dark, so I'm going to get started and we'll see how far I can get. Alright guys, so sorry about the dark photos or video, but I ran out of daylight and I wanted to show you this before the end of the night. I got quite a bit back here. I'm in the headlights of my truck. So let me see. I'll walk back here. Alright, so you can kind of see how far the truck is from where I'm standing. But I was able to get the tractor back this far off of the private drive. And the good news is I can get the tractor back here now. Which means I can start clearing all these pines, all these smaller pines in this clearing. Between the backhoe, the wicked tooth barn, the loader, the brush hog, I can finally start working on this side of the driveway where basically this is where the home site will be. So anyway guys, that's about it for tonight. It is like I said, I've lost daylight. I'm out of daylight. I got a long drive back to the house to see Mrs. Claus. Next steps, as I mentioned, I'm going to get back here and I'm going to start trying to clear the home site a little bit. I know I still got to work on the project down at the stream. The good news is I got the backhoe hooked back up to the tractor, which should save me a lot of time. Next time I won't have to do that again. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Tune in next time. Stay with us. We're having a lot of fun. I hope you're following along. Like, subscribe, share, comment. It all helps the algorithms push our channel. If you like to support this channel, that's the way you can do it best. I can't wait to start getting into Christmas stuff, and I'm hoping that maybe before this Christmas season we can do some sort of Christmas project here at Merryvale, and not just have Mrs. Claus covering all the Christmassy aspects of the channel in her shorts, but actually do something Christmassy here, whether it's stringing up some lights or maybe a cool sign or something. I just don't know what it is going to be yet, but we want to start, you know, even before construction begins, I want to start making this channel really focused on that where Christmas meets land and legacy aspect. Hope you all have a nice evening. Bless you all, and we'll see you next time on Merryvale, where it's always Christmas. Take care, everybody.